All right, Buck, we're back with the second half of our show, and we're going to go straight to UPI.com. Viral TikTok video of Swiss village tricks Florida woman into visiting North Carolina town. Okay, I don't even know what to expect from this, Buck. I haven't even read a bit of it. Have you? I don't even know where this came from. January
Not even a
25th,
little.
a prank video on TikTok fooled a disappointed Florida woman into visiting a North Carolina town, expecting it to look like a Switzerland, and the town's mayor has weighed in. Olivia Garcia said in a TikTok video that she and her family were driving through the Carolinas to have a look at recent snows, and she convinced them to make a detour to Gastonia, a town that she recently seen in a viral TikTok from Zachary Kesey. Kesey's video put on what's called a Not Carolina series, featuring footage of his trip to Switzerland, which he intentionally misidentified as Gastonia. Garcia told WBTV the video made Gastonia look like a little town out of a Disney movie. She said the reality of Gastonia came as a surprise. So what she's saying, it's shit. And then all of a sudden, there we were. It was just a rundown gas station. Like we had to go to the bathroom, and there was no bathroom that worked in any of the gas stations. Garcia's reaction to the real Gastonia earned the attention of Walker E. Reed III, the town's mayor. Apparently, we are the talk of the town, and while Gastonia is not currently in Switzerland, we're glad people are learning more about our great city. Reed invited both TikTokers to visit the town and give it another chance. We're glad to see so many people having fun with Zachary Kesey's post, and hopefully Miss Garcia will come back to see all the great things our city has to offer. In fact, if they want to contact me, I'd love to give them a personal tour and show them what makes our city tick. Kesey said he reached out to Garcia to apologize for the confusion. He said he would be interested in Reed's offer of a tour. I've never stopped in the town, it's time for to pay a visit, Kesey said. Garcia said he would be willing to take a second look at the real Gastonia. I'm sure there are some pretty parts, so I will 100% go back, Garcia said. It's kind of funny.
Okay, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. You just gonna blindly go where TikTok tells you to go, not even consult Google. The like 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 this is hilarious. People take the word of social media over the word of the oracle. Like if
These are the
TikTok
same people though that
it,
say I did my research. I did my own research into anything. Doesn't
no,
matter what you're talking
yes.
about. I did my own research.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Was it peer
This
reviewed?
I'm letting you know right now that I feel terrible for the town and for Miss Garcia. Like I really do. I really, really do. But not terrible as in like lamenting terrible. I feel terrible for the town of Gastonia because I don't even feel terrible for the town of Gastonia. I just feel terrible that Miss Garcia is just that dumb. I mean, I have to give her a one. I must. Like this is the this is the funniest kind of liability. This is oh wow.
You know what? I'm going to differ from you. I cannot co-sign that one.
That's fine.
I'm either going with a 4 or a 0, and I haven't decided which yet because I believe that the video is fake. So, in order to get popularity with
Uh,
TikTok, you need people to view it. You need to go viral. His video saying this of the Switzerland village went viral, and she in turn did the "Oh, I'm a stupid girl" TikTok video that then went viral. So it seems like she's not nearly as stupid as people would like to think because now she's famous. Might be able to parlay it into something. Who knows? Because that's how just about everyone gets started in kind of digital media that way. Or She is dumb as a box of hair, and it was funny. So I'm not going to score this one.
I'm sticking with my one.
You can have your one. I don't care.
This, yeah, this is the kind of woman that would bark at you in a parking lot, like this, like yeah.
Well, Buck,
Moving along.
our last story is coming from CNN. A passenger ship had an arrest warrant waiting in Miami, so it took passengers to the Bahamas. A cruise ship headed to Miami changed course to the Bahamas Saturday after a U.S. judge issued a warrant for the ship due to unpaid fuel bills. If the Crystal Symphony had continued course to Miami, it would have been seized by authorities. So it headed to the Bimini instead. Bimini? Bimini? Instead, whatever. The USA Today first reported the ship was docked at the Bahama port, according to the cruise ship tracker. The saga began Wednesday when Peninsula Petroleum Far East filed a lawsuit in the Southern Florida federal court against Crystal Cruises, alleging it owed unpaid fuel bills totaling more than $4.6 million, of which $1.2 million is for the Crystal Symphony specifically. On Thursday, a U.S. judge issued an arrest warrant ahead of the ship's Saturday arrival in Miami, meaning the ship would be seized by the U.S. Marshal Service and court-appointed custodian. Crystal Cruises said about 300 passengers were transferred by ferry on Sunday from the Bahamas to Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. In a statement to the Associated Press, a spokesman said that the ferry ride to Fort Lauderdale was uncomfortable due to inclement weather. This end to the cruise was not the conclusion to our guest vacation we had originally planned for. The cruise ship can hold up to 848 guests, although the number of passengers on this ship is unknown. Also on Wednesday, the day the lawsuit was filed, Crystal Cruises announced it was suspending operations for its ocean voyages through April and its river cruises through May. Suspending operations will provide Crystal Management's team with an opportunity to evaluate the current state of the business and examine various options moving forward. The company's two cruises currently in operation, one headed to Aruba and one bound for Argentina, will complete their voyages. Guests will have their booked future trips will receive full refunds. It is an extremely difficult decision, but a prudent one given the current business environment and recent developments with our parent company, which is based out of Hong Kong and Asia's largest cruise operations, and it's about to enter liquidation as the pandemic has decimated the cruise industry worldwide. Do you put handcuffs on a boat?
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Most people think the word warrant means for a person. A warrant is just an order issued by the court, so it can be to take possession of chattel, property, doesn't matter. It's just in this particular instance, it's a funny when people think that a warrant's for a person. That's a body warrant, different thing. But the boat's like, oh, you have a warrant from high arrest? Well, I ain't coming to your jurisdiction, and makes a hard left.
Right. I mean, so what exactly happens in that instance? Like, the boat, say that the boat didn't know that there was an arrest warrant out for it and it just sails into port. So does the U.S. government seize the boat and turn it over to the company making suit?
No.
Like as property, or how does this work?
So in this particular instance, since it is the government issuing the warrant and not a private corporation, they are actually seizing the boat. Now it's kind of the situation where what do you do? How do you secure it? You can't. It's bigger than city blocks. So, and I've actually seen this done with airplanes. There was a show on for a while about repossessions, and for a hot minute, about 6 months really, I did repo. I did vehicle repo, and so this show was on like the one of those late night channels that you don't ever watch an 8 at a time, and I thought it was cute. They would go out to these airports, and essentially they had this piece of paper, and they'd slap it on the door and tape it on there, and boom, it's seized. They'd take the flight books, and that it's not legally allowed to fly at that point. They are in possession of the aircraft. Same thing happens with vehicle possession, repossession rather. When I would take that tow truck and I would lower the boom, get under the vehicle. As soon as I got those wheels off the ground, as soon as I lifted that vehicle was in my possession. And if somebody came along and the vehicle owner, have you, jumps in the car and takes off, it, boom, boom, takes it off there. It is now Grand Theft Auto. I had that vehicle in my possession. It was my vehicle at that point, or the vehicle of the company's rather. But I was a representative. So I guarantee what's happening is they're just going to go there. They're going to seize the boat, and they'll instruct the harbor that this does not go anywhere. Blah blah blah, and they might post a guard, but that's about the extent of it, I would imagine. Probably no real need for it, because you're not going to get out of there without being unnoticed. You're not getting out of there unnoticed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're not going to surreptitiously sneak away from the harbor with a cruise ship.
And you're not getting away that quick. There's not going to be no high-speed pursuit with a cruise ship. The Coast Guard is just going to come over there and say, hey, stop.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
so
I mean, seriously, what do you think if you're on that boat, Captain? This is your captain speaking. I'd like to apologize to everyone. Unfortunately, we're going to have to make a side trip. You see that the U.S. Marshal Service is currently waiting for us because we have a warrant for our arrest. As such, we will not be entering U.S. territorial waters. Instead, we're going to make an unexpected trip to the Bahamas. And I'd like to thank everyone for their understanding in this endeavor. There will be free drinks available in the lounge.
Now, this leads me to another question. Would somebody aboard the ship be like, this isn't what I signed up for. You're taking me somewhere that I don't want to go against my own will and never disclose to me. Like I understand that a warrant being out for what are they telling the passengers in order to make them be okay with this detour?
If I had to guess, they probably didn't tell them a damn thing. They probably just did it and said, hey, by the way, this happened. We got you way back to the mainland. Good luck.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that lead to kidnapping and stuff like that if people wanted to file a complaint against it?
Oh yeah, there could. Well, I wouldn't say there could. It'd be a hard time filing criminal charges because what do you do when you're in an airplane flying into Baltimore and due to unforeseen weather or anything, we have to divert to Norfolk? I mean, what do you do? Is that kidnapping? No. It's
well, see, that's for unforeseen circumstances.
A warrant was unforeseen.
Well, but still,
there's probably something in the contract that gives them indemnity. But
okay,
an indemnity. If I had to guess,
that's what I'm wondering.
If I had to guess, I don't have the contract. I'm not an attorney, but that would be my guess. But nevertheless, I think there'll probably be civil claims out of it. But who are you suing? The company that owes other companies in excess of $5 million?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're trying to get blood from a rock at that point, but that doesn't mean people wouldn't try.
Fair enough. Sell the boat. Give me the proceeds.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, who what happens to that property after it's seized, though? I mean, does it get liquidated in order to satisfy the debt?
It does, but you have to classify whose debt gets paid in what order, and it's typically going to be the corporation. So there might be something left for you at the end. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. But either way, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this whole cruise ship thing here. I'm gonna give them a 4.5. The only reason I'm not giving them a 5 because nobody was hurt. But You know what? They're not paying their bills. They're not paying their bills, and who has to suffer for it? The people who actually paid to be on that fucking boat.
Yeah, you're paying in advance.
Well, yeah, and you know what? I mean, I shouldn't have as big of a problem with it, I guess, as I do. But these people, they didn't you're not paying somebody to take care of you, and then all of a sudden their fucking bills make your trip detoured. They had to ferry the fucking people back from the Bahamas. You can't cheat the hangman, dude. You didn't pay your fucking bills. And now everybody else is suffering for it. I have a problem with that. I just do.
I'll co-sign the
that's what.
But for the same reasons, I can't. I think airlines are disgusting. I can't imagine that cruise lines are much better in the way their practices are. At least they're not overbooking, I suppose. But yeah, fuck them. I mean, so
Yeah, I
folks,
mean,
that is all we have for this week. I am the Razgrees with my co-host the Buck, wishing you a happy week.